Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Thursday, the 25th day of February. It's National Chocolate-Covered Nut Day.
Yum.
I wonder who first came up with the idea to take nuts and chocolate and put them together. That person deserves a Nobel Prize. Or something. I don't know.
A Nobel Prize.
Something. They deserve something. Okay. We should know whose idea that was. It was a good idea. National Clam Chowder Day. You a clam chowder fan, Heidi?
Not. No.
I don't think I've ever had it. Maybe I'll try it today. And it's National Pancake Day. So all of those things happening today. And it is a Thursday. I've got a Dear John letter from Four is a Crowd. And it's a roommate who's having issues with another roommate, kind of, sort of. I've got it posted on our Facebook page. So if you would like to chime in with your own advice, you can do that. Or if you'd like to get advice for next week, but it doesn't seem like it's next year. If you'd like to get advice for next week, you can also chime in with your own Dear John letter at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to a new study, the average American attempted the Dry January challenge this year, only lasted 10 days before giving up and consuming alcohol. That's too bad. Results show that 7 in 10 respondents, 69% of the people in the survey said, yeah, I tried to give up drinking in January. But at one time or another, they said it just didn't work. So, I was reading what caused them to drink, and it's all the usual things that you'd expect.
You know, it's a lot. It's a lot harder than you think.
A new study finds that kids can easily lie to bypass age restriction guidelines for social media. So researchers found that most major social media platforms severely lack proper age verification protocols.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like an honor system, and they're finding out that a lot of those are not honored. So that ain't good.
That's common sense.
Yeah. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A man stole some guns and other tactical gear from an FBI agent's car. Then he got busted trying to sell one of the guns to an undercover officer. 29-year-old Michael Stewart Francher broke into a special agent's vehicle while it was parked outside the agent's home, took numerous items, including a rifle, a pistol, magazines, ammunition, body armor, tactical gear, and personal belongings. Oopsie. Surveillance video from multiple neighbors showed a male carrying away items from the car, numerous trips, by the way. Another person, believed to be a female, was also involved. Authorities identified Francher as a suspect back in the beginning of February. Undercover agents communicated with him about buying a rifle in exchange for some cash and pistols. Law enforcement recently bought a pound of meth from him as well. So he's got all kinds of convictions: possession of stolen vehicle, unauthorized use of a vehicle, drug charges, firearm charges. Not a good day for this guy.
Follow the law.
That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Heidi, cover your ears.
Uh-oh.
Disney Plus has snapped an offensive content disclaimer on the Muppets.
I heard this.
Heidi is a huge fan of the Muppets, and this made her very angry earlier this week.
I am the biggest
huge
Muppets fan.
So this
ever.
came out, I don't know if it was tail end of last week or if it was early this week, but Heidi was not thrilled. Netflix, by the way, announced that they are producing their own Britney Spears documentary. So the folks out there that are excited about that, I don't know when it's coming out, but sometime. And the new Batman movie has been delayed again. And this is the weirdest thing. It's because the stunt man, who is the stunt double playing Batman, recently contracted COVID.
Oh.
And the reason I say that it's really bizarre, the comments online have not been nice. They're like, well, maybe Batman's costume shouldn't have everything covered except for the face. And I was like, I never really thought of that. But he literally has every part of his body covered except for the part that needs to be covered.
Ironic?
I never really thought of that. So, okay. Thank you, Internet, for opening my eyes. You're listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of RedCrossBlood.org. The NASA Perseverance rover continued to transmit images from Mars over the weekend and into this week. So it's been kind of cool to see that.
Do you think so?
I do.
Because I've been seeing them and I'm like,
Well, yeah, it's just images, but it's like, man, that is on a different planet. That is the thing that's interesting to me, that it's on a different planet. I don't know. It's hard to get used to the fact that, like, we have technology now to launch something through outer space to another planet and make the thing move around and take videos and stuff. And I heard the audio coming from there. I've heard better. Just kidding. It's out of this world, Heidi.
It's like,
no, it was just like it was like winds whipping through. But I'm like, what were you expecting? Not birds chirping, not crickets chirping. I mean, it was just like winds rustling past a microphone. But it was really, really cool. All right, hey, I'm moving on.
So.
The tech industry is buzzing with rumors that Apple could replace their iPhone with wearable glasses that would project images in front of the viewer's eye. I don't know if you remember this, but didn't this happen like a decade ago?
They already tried this.
No, it was Google Glasses. I remember it vividly. So
it didn't go over well.
Must not. I don't see anybody wearing them today, so they must not have been a big deal. But anyway, Apple's maybe got a better thing, an eye glasses. I don't know what they're going to call it.
It's, and this is it. This is not a new idea. Just like swipe to text. Hey, look what we came up with. Really? My phone's been doing that for years. Good for you, Apple.
Well, they're innovating, Heidi.
Yeah, they are.
Somebody in the back room that came out like, I have this idea. What is it? I just thought of it all by myself. Hey, the backseat of your car might tell women everything they need to know about you guys. According to a survey, women often interpret a cluttered back seat as evidence that a man has certain personality traits, including disorganization and irresponsibility. The backseat crud test is said to work equally well for men and women. In both cases, a sloppy car could mean a sloppy lifestyle, according to those who know. And our children are
I
both
would have to agree with that.
proof positive. I love our kids. I tried to help our daughter. I said, oh, here, you can take the jumper cables because her battery went bad or whatever. I said, take them in case you have another issue, and I'll throw them in the back seat. No, don't put them back there. And I look back there. I'm like, yeah, you'd never find them, would you? She has so much. I wouldn't say that they're
irresponsible. They're both very responsible, but they're both very messy.
And one last thing. The world's fastest roller coaster will soon take thrill seekers for a 3-minute ride around a massive track while achieving unprecedented speeds of 155 miles per hour. Falcon's Flight. The amusement ride is under development at Six Flags in the Middle East. Set to open in 2023, the roller coaster is planned to have a 2.5-mile-long track that takes riders around curves, loops, and vertical cliffs to a 525-foot deep valley. Six Flags will be home to 28 attractions there, but Falcon's Flight will be the centerpiece of the park.
Would you do this?
Nah, not. And I don't think I'd be in a big rush to do that. I just, it's not my kind of thing. I like some things, but I don't know if that's my kind of thing. That's your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time right now for Dear John Letters. All right, I'm interested to see your opinion on this, Heidi, because I wonder if you and I are going to agree on this. Here we go. Dear John, I have an issue with one of my roommates. 3 of us signed a 1-year lease about 6 months ago. A few months later, one of my roommates invited her boyfriend to live with us. There's only 3 of us on the lease. I'm trying to decide what the right thing to do is right now. Her name is on the lease, his is not. He pays half of her share of the rent, so he's paying to live here, but I think it's the wrong amount. If there are 3 of us, so we each pay 33%, then if there's 4 of us, we should each pay 25%. Right now, we have 2 paying 33% and 2 paying a little over 16%. I'm going to pause for a second. I feel like a math quiz in high school. If a train leaves town A, so hopefully everybody's following so far. Got 2 paying 33%, 2 paying a little over 16%.
Right.
So continuing with the letter. So they literally pay half as much as we do. I spoke with my other roommate. We really can't afford the rent on our own. That would be 50% each, and we just can't make that work. We're looking for a different place at the end of this lease, but that's almost 6 months from now. Do I bite my lip and leave well enough alone? Do I ask them to adjust the amount that we all pay? Do I ask the boyfriend to move? I'm stuck here. Any help would be wonderful. Signed, Fours a Crowd.
Yeah.
So I think at the bare minimum, they should at least each be paying the fair share.
Everybody should pay the same amount.
Because here's the
all
thing.
living in the apartment.
Yeah. And you know, you guys are all using the same space.
Yep.
And if you have a kitchen, you know, you each get to use the kitchen. So it's not like they're using it less because
Right.
they're together. They're, you know, I don't know. So I think that would be the bare minimum. But how would you have that? I'm going to yield the floor to you, Heidi. How would you start that conversation?
I would, like you said, first of all, say everybody has to pay. We all have to pay the same amount. That's just common sense. I don't know why anybody would think that it's okay to not do it that way.
So anything else you would add?
Well, no, I mean, if everybody's paying the same share, then that kind of takes care of all the problems.
There's
doesn't
one
it?
other thing I would do. I would make sure his name is added to the lease.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because
if something happens.
Yeah. Here's the big problem that I have with all of this. What happens if something happens and, you know, he causes damage to the property
apartment,
or whatever? I'm just saying, I think step number 1 would be make sure that his name, and I would talk to the other roommate that is paying 33% with you. The 2 of you need to have this conversation together first and just say, hey, we need to sit down with them and say, guys, we could all get in trouble because he's not on the lease. Now, it's fine if you're going to be here, but step 1, we need to get your name on the lease, and step 2, we'd each pay 25%.
And I don't know how long this has been going on, but it seems to me like this should have been addressed.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Well, they've been there 6 months, and he moved in a couple months later, so it sounds like it's been going on a couple of months for sure. But again, just Uncle John's advice here. Step 1, get his name on the lease, because I bet right now you guys are all in violation of your lease.
Yeah.
You're probably, each and every one of you are.
Yeah.
So that's putting all of you in a bad spot. And if you're looking for another place to live, how bad is it going to be if you get evicted from this place and you can't get another place?
Right.
That would be bad. So be sure to get his name on the lease. And then again, I think 25% each is just fair. And if they don't think that, ask them why they don't think that. Because
you're all living in this
it just
apartment.
makes sense to me that they should. So there you go. Anything you want to add to that, Heidi?
No, we are in agreement.
Holy cow.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can believe that because we've been together a long time and you finally see things my way. So okay, usually I end up seeing things her way. If you would like to chime in, I encourage you to do that right on our Facebook page. That's how you do it. Really simple. Facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow. And I want to just say a huge thank you to the people who do that. We have some that go on every week and chime in. We have some that just do it once in a while when it's something they're interested in. But I do want to say thank you for each and every person who sends in a letter. I love it when we get way better answers from people other than me. Heidi has good answers. I try to have good answers, but I can tell you, some of our listeners who chime in with advice, amazing answers. And if you're ever like shy and you don't want your name on there because it's on Facebook, you can send a message to me and I'll gladly post it for you as well. I've done that before because I've had people say, well, I better not put my name on this, but here's what I would say. And if you would like to submit a Dear John letter, we always keep those anonymous. You can submit it through our Facebook page, facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow, or you can send it right through our website at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Angelina Jolie is selling a painting by Winston Churchill.
Really?
Yeah, it was given to her by Brad Pitt. There's a lot going on here.
Wow.
So Winston Churchill painted a painting. Brad Pitt bought it for Angelina Jolie. Now Angelina Jolie is going to sell the thing.
I would love to get my hands on
would
it.
you?
I love Churchill.
Okay,
Churchill was amazing.
But was he a good painter?
Who cares? You know what that thing's probably worth?
It's like, what is that? You have a 6-year-old? No, that's from Churchill. Really? I don't know. It might be beautiful. Now I got to look it up, don't I? I guess I have to. This is today's fun fact. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Poland. After drunkenly crashing his car, a man in Poland fled the totaled vehicle, leaving behind his arm. What? Yeah. Luckily, it was a prosthetic arm.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, how on earth would that happen?
Yeah. So he got in a car crash after getting a little too tipsy. And by the way, never drink and drive. Never. Ever. It's never a good idea. But yeah, totaled his vehicle, walked away, leaving his arm behind because it was pinned in there or something. I don't know what happened, but it is today's news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Before we get to this, I got to say, I've had people asking because we were talking about a Winston Churchill painting. I have a link to it in the show notes so you can check it out. It actually does look pretty good.
I bet
he did a good job. So I take back my 6-year-old comment that I said. Moving on. A Dutchman has gone viral for skating on a frozen canal half naked. Then he plunged through the ice when it cracked. The video, seen almost 7 million times on Twitter just within about a day, shows a man in tight black shorts gliding across the ice in Amsterdam. His feet suddenly sank under a section of cracked ice, turning him into a flying Dutchman as he fell face forward, and he rested face first on the ice. Luckily, he was not hurt badly. He looked a little dazed. Then he said he joked about his faceplant, gave a little bow, and then pushed off to, thicker, chunky ice.
Oh, so he didn't fall into the
No,
water.
he just crashed through the ice enough to, trip and fall. So there you go. That is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by RedCrossBlood.org. A Delta airline passenger disrupted a trip to Boston by trying to open the door and get out, or whatever he was doing. He tried to open the door to get out of the airplane.
While they were in the air?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, he tried to open the main cabin door. They said, it says on here, stewardess. So I'm going to read what it says. I saw the stewardess in first class, and it seemed like she jumped back. I learned she had been hit Another passenger said, now you don't say stewardess, no, it's flight attendant. That's the right terminology. So I'm going to make sure I correct that, but that's what it said in the story. I stuck my head up and pulled my headphones off and was yelling. He was trying to open the door. French, is the gentleman that we're hearing about here, said 2 officers wearing badges then tried to intervene. French added that they were able to eventually handcuff the man with zip ties. Basically, the remainder of the flight, he was just screaming, "Let me out of here. This isn't my home." So I'm not exactly sure what was going on. Due to a disruptive customer on board, they had to land. The guy was taken into FBI custody.
Whoa.
So I don't know what happened there, but what a flight.
Yeah.
This is today's Moment of Duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Heidi, tell me, you think you know, is this a golf course or a rehab center? 2 Rivers, Nashville, Tennessee. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I will say that one is a golf course.
It is a golf course. Yay. Good job, Heidi. I'm glad you got that one right because I'm pretty sure we did that one a couple weeks ago.
Did we?
I think so. I'm pretty sure we did. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by timeforrehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And again, Heidi, I just love positive stories like this one. I think this is just such a cool story right here. Headline says, "If I can do it, anyone can. Man who spent half his life in prison graduates college with honors."
Aww,
and
that's
it's really
awesome.
cool. They've got 2 photos of him, one with his robe on and like his diploma and everything like a
Right.
graduate. Another one where he's got the robe off and you see him in a white tank top with tattoos all over.
Wow.
It says, "A man who spent half of his adult life in prison graduated from Cal State Long Beach. Now he's trying to inspire others to never give up. Joseph Valdez wishes his mother could have seen him graduate. He's 62. For years, she watched him spiral into drug addiction, gang violence, prison, and homelessness. Yet, despite all of that, his mom always tried to inspire him. He said, 'My mother's been gone for 14 years, and she never gave up hope on me.' While fighting back tears, he said that. 'She always told me I could be somebody.' In a social media post, he finished his last 2 semesters on a president's honors list, getting straight A's. Wow. He also made the dean's list with a GPA of 3.67. And he said, not bad for someone who spent half of his adult life in prison.
What was he studying? Does it say?
Let's see if it gets to it here. There's a misconception about guys like me that I want to break. If I can do that, anyone can. The story says his drug addiction began when he was just 11 years old.
Wow.
And he's been in prison for over 30 years of his life. So now he's taken this master's program in social work. So
good
he
for
wants to help
him.
other people. And he says there's a picture. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, I'm here to debunk that stigma.
Good for him.
He's saying if I can do it, anybody can. I love that story. I've got a link to it if you want to read the whole thing and see the video and the photos and all that. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.